Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel here for another podcast on the Global Conquerors channel, a weekly podcast, Conquest. This is episode 26 with your host, SMGFrenzy, joined with.
As always,
Yep.
daily or weekly series.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And we got a decent amount of stuff to talk in the gaming and esports side, and we have some stuff to talk about in the general news side, but it's going to be gaming esports heavy this week. And just to go right off, I'm sure all of you have been following the subsequent explosive rise that Helldivers had this year when it released in February. And they almost killed the game in the past week when Helldivers and PlayStation announced that they were going to have the game accessible through a PSN account only, even if you own the version on Steam. And Helldivers fans were pissed because they're like, we've been playing the game for 3 months, why should we have to change that? And after a coordinated review bombing effort on Steam, PlayStation, after 3 to 4 days, conceded and said, "You guys don't need to attach your PSN accounts to Helldivers anymore." So the community won, and now instead of review bombing, now they're review, and so the opposite. Now they're giving it thumbs up on Steam's, and it's kind of funny because if you know anything about Helldivers, they are the most coordinated fan base in all of gaming. You tell them what to do, they will get it done in like 4 hours. All like 400,000 of them, which is insane. But I'm not sure if you were following the almost death of Helldivers the past few days.
Yeah, I heard about it and I didn't quite understand it until I real until I read more and was reading the comments of people were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, a lot of people were upset because the game has been thriving, and I mean it has done simmered down a little bit, but it's still really popular.
Yeah.
And yeah, it became very, very, I guess, how to talking to a lot of people, especially people on Steam,
Yeah.
um, needing that they needed a PSN account
Mm-hmm.
to be able to play the game. Pretty much making Helldivers 2 I guess, a PlayStation exclusive for a bit,
It would have
if you
been
think about it.
interesting because I think, as you know, not every country also has access to PSN. So there would have been like 10, 12 countries with decent populations that play Helldivers that would have lost complete access if they went through. So they would have bought this $40 game and not even have the right to play it.
Which would have sucked, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, this game blew up because of I don't know. It's just what would you call it? It just is something for
People
eye refreshing and
Yeah, it's refreshing because people wanted a shooter, but not a PvP shooter. This is like the true PvE shooter that is easily replayable because you have so many different maps, you have so many different objectives, and you play it casually, you know? It's not a competitive game when, especially in the world of gaming now, is all filled with competition and shooters and non-shooters and whatnot. And Helldivers comes out, it's like, no, this is just a casual game with you and your friends. You jump into a lobby, you shoot bugs or robots, you call it a day. So,
yeah. So yeah, it really set the Helldivers community,
yep.
and those guys are that community is very, very strong compared to any other ones.
Yeah.
Um, they actually come together and fight against the devs
Yeah.
or people. So at least you know that the community for that game is well established, and they do care about the game. So, but it's a good thing that the people that run the game listen to the fans,
Hmm.
and it's good that obviously this thing is already by the time I mean this is already well the time this comes out it's been reverted back to,
Yeah.
but it was a big deal. Um, so it was pretty insane to even go with this idea
Hmm.
to even do this. So pretty weird, but yeah, I didn't really like the reviews. Of Steam was well, what people on Steam were leaving for them. So
Yeah.
get to know that they actually realized they made a mistake and reverted back to the original. And yeah, but that's a great way to rename relevant. The you know.
Helldivers is already super relevant, and now its popularity went sky high because of this campaign that the fans have won. So, like you
They
said,
protest.
yeah, the
Conquest.
protest. Yeah, it's cool to see a community come together single handedly and fight back against this giant corporation, Sony, and get Sony to actually budge. So, can't complain. Absolutely, congrats to Helldivers. I'm glad to see that it still gets to remain as a game available to everywhere without a PSN account. Next is a continuation of our story from a few weeks ago where Moist Critical had to drop his entire roster for Apex because they weren't able to enter the US because of visa issues. And now Moist Critical, in the past week, is now suing US immigration, saying that they were essentially approaching their visa process in a malicious manner. And he thinks that as a result that they should get some sort of compensation. Because as Moist had to release their Apex team, that's where they could try to apply for visas again under another organization. We're not
Mm.
sure exactly why the US did not accept the application from Moist Esports when they tend to from almost every other esports team. And Moist has established itself as a pretty large esports team in our space. So
Mm.
I think most people are, yeah, we're somewhat surprised that he's suing them, and at the same time, I think it's a good way to see exactly what criteria the U.S. government is using to accept or deny esports players, because this could help orgs determine if it's even worth it, and also might affect the likelihood of events being held in North America if there's some sort of stipulation that says, for this reason, you can't have these foreign players coming to your country. No, I don't know.
Oh, obviously, you sent it to me, or I think I saw it on Twitter either way.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this is like a 50-50. He could either win the case or not win it. He'll probably just won't even go anywhere.
Yeah.
But it is like I said, it did suck. They had to release their Apex roster due to not being able to get visas for their players. It sucks.
Yeah.
Um, so sorry, I had a cough, but yeah. I think are you frozen?
No, I'm
Oh no,
here.
you're not. Oh, yeah, whatever.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I would assume that why they're upset because of the whole process that they weren't even they had to get rid of their whole roster and everything, and
mhm.
they got they the Apex team got punished for something that they weren't involved with. Um, Even though Moist did everything possible to get them the visas.
Yeah.
So it sucks, but good for them or good for Moist to go out and at least hopefully awaken the I guess the US visa, whatever that area is called.
Mm.
Because these are I mean technically these gamers, esports players are athletes still.
Yep,
So they
and they're
should be considered
recognized.
as
They're recognized by the U.S.
so they should be given the same amount of treatment as pro athletes.
Mhm.
So we'll see where this goes. Hopefully, it just becomes an eye opening, and hopefully, it makes the visa process easier for esports player or the esports teams and players to get their visas.
Yeah.
So it sucks that teams have to drop players as teams because of visa issues. And knowing that isn't what they want them to do, but they want their players to be able to compete still,
Yeah.
they're not going to hold them hostage. They'll just release them. But it sucks. But hopefully something comes out of this for the better.
No, yeah, exactly. Also, I'm not sure if you follow Apex. I don't really either. But the former Moist Esports team is now competing under the moniker Not Moist Esports. So,
Moist, but not moist.
not Moist, because now they aren't owned by Moist anymore. But they clearly still have a connection with that organization. So. Hopefully, I hope it goes in favor of Moist Critical, but like you said, especially when you sue any sort of government agency, it's going to take a long time. So we will probably won't hear back from this for months, if not ever. But yeah.
I mean, we'll see,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
at least tries to figure out what happened right there. At least,
Yep.
nothing much
No, yeah, exactly,
to
exactly.
go from there. But yeah,
Yep. Next, big esports organization XSET will be leaving all esports rosters. XSET used to be really prominent in the scene, in Val and Apex, in Halo at one point in the European scene. Like they were a pretty decently sized team of the likes of, like, I'm trying to think of what I could compare them to. Um, Ninjas in Pajamas or Team Secret. Like, they had games that they were kings in, and then they had games that they were just in to be in. And to see this big roster that's like had not big roster but big organization that's had at least a significant impact in certain esports scenes pull out of all esports, is this a continuation of esports winter? It's spring now, so I don't know.
well, I don't know, but it does come to a shock. Um, Wait, but aren't they one of the teams that were announced for the World Cup thing?
Were they? I don't think so.
We'll get to that in the queue.
I can check it real quick because the rosters, the teams for the World Cup were
No,
announced
no.
when it was like a
Well,
day or two again.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, they're
And they weren't in it, so
okay. I'm just making sure.
yeah, that would have been wild for them to be in the Esports World Cup and be like, "We're leaving esports." Like, I
Okay.
could not
Well,
imagine that.
I mean, either way, we'll talk about it. The
Esports World
esports
Cup
World
will
Cup.
be our last gaming topic, but
Okay.
yeah,
Well, it's pretty sad to see another esports pull out of another or esports organization pulling out of sports titles.
yeah,
It sucks, and especially this X set is a pretty good amount. They have a good amount of followers and good amount of fan base, a good fan base.
mm,
So it really comes to a shock that they're pulling out of all esports
yeah.
titles in general.
I mean,
We'll see where they're gonna do. Um,
we do have an idea actually, because XSET sent out an email to its members. It says it's no secret that the esports industry faces financial challenges, and while we believe that these will be eventually resolved, XSET has chosen to take a strategic pause from the competitive esports. While we have always fielded competitive teams, esports has never been the core mission of XSET. Instead, we are doubling down on strengthening our gaming lifestyle focus. They want to become more of a content team, kind of like how FaZe and Optic were early in their days, or how 100 Thieves is kind of now. They did say, though, that they will touch in different places in competitive Fortnite for some sort of future return. So they're downscaling. They want to be more of a gaming content brand with sprinkles of competitive and like an easy to enter scene like Fortnite. It's the money, man.
uh,
Esports is bleeding money.
yeah, I mean, esports winner strikes again.
Yep.
Not surprised. We've been talking about esports for the last couple months, and we're still gonna be talking about it even through probably even summer.
Yeah.
Still gonna call it esports winner. Um, it sucks, like I said. XSET is a pretty well established organization,
Yep.
and to them pull out of they were in a good amount of titles, so competitive titles. So
Yep.
it sucks, but it looks like they're gonna double down and go heavy with the content game. So I expect them to do very good things, especially with the new chapter they're gonna go with
Mm-hmm.
in their organization. So we'll see. Probably see them sign more content creators, probably bigger ones. Um, but we'll see. Obviously, they won't be in competitive
Yep.
for a good bit. But they already have a solution or like another, I guess, another option to do while they leave.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not saying that they're leaving good. They'll be back eventually. Um,
Yep.
they said they resolve the financial of esports, which
Who
we
knows
don't
when
know
that
when
will
that could
happen?
be.
Yeah.
But but we'll see. I think they'll come back eventually. I don't think it'll be any time. But
Yep.
yeah, can't wait to see what they're gonna do.
No, yeah, exactly. We just gotta wait and see. It might take a few months, it might take a few years for Xset to rebound. But EG we thought was gonna die, and they're still here somehow. So
Barely.
their Valorant is actually cooking right now, so I'm not
They're
complaining.
holding on with a thread. That's the only thing they got going for themselves.
Yeah, and they've beaten some pretty dang big teams with their
Yeah, I
trash
know.
Valorant roster. Because
I don't
Potter,
know.
the EG's coach Potter is like, I don't know what she's doing to these players, but she knows what's
Okay.
up.
Okay.
But yep. Next topic. This one actually got shrouded by a lot of news because there was the Helldivers and Escape from Tarkov news. But CS:GO introduced switching hands. To people that don't play CS:GO, that might not seem like a big deal. People that play CS:GO, that's a massive deal. Switching hands now, if you want to go around a corner, say you're holding your gun in your right hand, so it's more like right hand focus, right? But the corner's on your left. Now you switch guns to your left hand. You go over to that side. Now you have a better. You can still shoot without exposing your entire body, essentially. You're able to now hide your left side of your body or your right side of your body depending on the corners and what hands you're holding. Another game that does this is the one we play on Xbox, Real Company.
No company.
Allows you to switch hands, and it is very useful depending on
It's
corners.
so useful. And to so CS:GO had this option, but it's only you couldn't do it in between games.
Mhm.
Y'all probably don't think this is like a big deal, but this is a huge deal, especially in CS:GO. And this makes like the comp, I guess more. It's gonna be way more skillful, more amazing clips.
Yep.
Um, so I guess the idea is to make it, I guess, more realistic. Not realistic, because obviously no one's gonna be able to shoot with two different styles, but to be able to check a corner without, like you said, exposing your full body,
Hmm.
it makes it way more easier and more. I guess you can play it more safe. Um,
Yeah.
uh, Pretty unique feature. I hope that other games did it. Obviously, there's games that do it, but not like
Yeah.
they're doing it with Rogue and CS, where you can do it in the middle of the game, while adding another mechanic to the game without making the game bug out or freak out.
That's true.
Um, yeah, because most of these games are right hand dominant. Um, uh, Pretty much everyone's playing the same. I mean, obviously everyone's playing the same playing field, but it would be nice to being able to choose which side of the body you could shoot with.
Yeah.
But obviously, it just makes like a more strategy based. Um, but it's a pretty big deal. It's gonna be a very important feature in the comp scene more than anything.
Yeah.
It's just gonna reveal for more high. Can't wait to see when these comp, I guess, clips come out from land and stuff with this new mechanic.
Hmm.
I mean, CS:GO 2 has actually been putting a lot of time into the mechanic aspect of the game, so it's good to know that they're proving their style a lot more. Yeah,
No, most definitely. CS2, ever since it released, like, it's still a Counter Strike, but they've done simple things to make it new, such as like when you shoot through smokes, now there's a hole in that smoke blob. When certain physics work differently now, and now switching hands, it's still a way to spice up the game, while keeping it also essentially the same. So in my opinion, it strikes a nice balance between new for the new fans and old for the fans who've been playing for past 20 years or so during CS:GO. So it's fun. Then our next topic, we have Microsoft went on an unfortunate layoff spree earlier today, and one of the companies that they shut down was Tango GameWorks, which are the creators of The Evil Within, The Evil Within 2, and also Hi-Fi Rush, which are all critically acclaimed games, and was a big blow to the gaming community because this is a studio that's actually well loved by the broader gaming community, and of course a lot of backlash has been hitting at Microsoft because why would you buy the studio just to shutter it? But also, as we've been talking about for the past few months, a lot of big gaming companies like Riot, like Bungie, and like Microsoft have been unfortunately laying off a lot of staff and closing down also smaller studios. I don't know, man. It's always unfortunate to see stuff like this. But as also in the gaming community, we're completely powerless because we don't own them. It's these big corporations that do. No.
Listen.
That's it. That's all I had to say.
Well, I don't really know much about it. I mean, I did hear we did talk about when I guess you could say they bought the rights. Would you say? Is that what you? Oh, wait,
They just straight up purchased the company, so
they
yeah,
purchased the company. Sorry,
yeah,
just for them to release it. Oh, they released a lot of staff members, obviously. So,
yeah.
they probably didn't see anything profitable off these games, the or the company. So it makes sense why they just released them.
I would say
Uh,
it's the opposite though, because these three games are massive AAA titles that have like dedicated fan bases. If anything, like people are saying Microsoft dropped these because it's a way to stop the dilution of the gaming scene and have Microsoft Studios be the only big gaming studios alongside like Bethesda and whatever studio the PlayStation owns. Which still sucks because you're buying these smaller studios that were just chilling and then you kill them when the promise is that you buy us so we can have more money to make even grander things. Yeah. Like I say, it's unfortunate though.
waste them.
Yep. Also, our next topic, as we talked about last week and the past few months now, Tyler One keeps surprising everybody. He's reached 1900 elo in chess, which places him in the top 0.5% chess players in the world just after 10 months. I don't know how every single week he keeps breaking expectations. Tyler One, what are you doing, bro? Can you teach the rest of us?
Bro is a grinder. When you are fully committed to something, you are going to go full at it with. It's it's insane. It's insane that like the amount of time and like passion he's put into this to reach where he was.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been doubting him for such a long time because they didn't expect. I mean, especially for his character because of how goofy he is.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, like I said it last time. Us esports, I guess, or esports players, us, because we played competitive.
Yep.
Um, Everything's strategy. Everything has a way to be played, and it doesn't matter which it is, what game or what it is. Um, Everything translates, especially strategy translates in everything. So especially chess being the most prestige, Jesus,
Strategic.
say it, yes, game
Yeah.
out there. This just improves his way of thinking.
Yep.
So and then when you have a hunger for something, you chase it. And he probably realized that how close he is to being like at the very top.
Yep.
And he just keeps going and going. And the more you play, the more better you get. The more the way the game is played, the different ways the outcomes are. Um, it just probably just has been like making him thrive to be better and better every time
Yeah.
to a point where he didn't expect to just be like one of the up there in the top. So he's been proving a lot of people wrong and stuff like that. So happy
I,
for him.
like I said, every week is just remarkable to see him become a chess master, and I think people just gotta stop doubting him because he clearly is going to continue to climb. Next thing you know, he'll be even a higher. But his elo will be like in the 2000s, and he'll be like top 3%, 0.3% chess players in the world, which will be insane. But time will tell. I won't be surprised if we talk about Tyler One again next week, but we will see. And
Let's
then
go.
no, yeah, he's completely goaded, and I think it's all because he plays League of Legends. But
Let's do let's do the bottom general news and then end off.
I was gonna do
I mean, they're both good.
the Esports World Cup first.
Oh wait.
Yeah, because you mentioned it, and I didn't have it on the thing. So, very
Okay,
last
that's
gaming
why.
news topic: Esports World Cup announced all the teams participating on May 6th and I'll go through them in order. We have 100 Thieves. We have, what is this? Blacklist International. We have Cloud9, FaZe Clan, Fnatic, Furia, Carmine Corps, Genji, Guild Esports, Gaiman Gladiators, G2 Esports, Movie Stars Koi, NRG, Ninjas in Pajamas, Natus Vincere, also known as Navi, LGD, OG Esports, not Optic, OG, Loud Gaming, Space Station, Team Liquid, Team Falcons, Team Secret, T1, PSG Talon, Virtuous Pro, Twisted Minds, Tundra Esports, Team Vitality, TSM, and Weibo Gaming. So they grabbed almost an equal amount of teams from each region, which is nice. They grabbed almost essentially every big name besides a select few that did not apply or get invited. And as we stated before, this is taking place during July 3rd to August 25th. So it's somewhat overlapping with the Olympics, which is interesting. And as we said, at least in League of Legends, as far as we know, there's a 2-week break occurring when the Esports World Cup League event happens. I'm not sure if the same thing is happening with the other esports like CS and Valorant stuff, but I would assume something similar would be occurring. But big names, everyone expected that. Obviously, there's some backlash because, like, oh, these teams are going to Saudi Arabia for the money. Well, yeah, that's literally what they're going for, is the money. Because these teams, the teams are paying almost nothing to go out there. The Arabs, the Saudis are paying. Sorry, the Saudis are paying these teams to fly out to compete and have a massive prize pool to compete for, you know? So, no surprise there. No surprise at all.
We talked about it. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
But at least they announced the teams that are going. Yeah.
It's like we said last time, it's just a giant dream hack, probably with like the biggest esports stage we'll see outside of League of Legends. Yeah. You know.
Nothing much to talk about it besides just the teams that were announced to go. We kind of knew some of these were gonna go.
Yeah.
Kind of expected FaZe. I did expect T1, Gen G.
Yeah.
So I did expect a couple of these to go. So
No, yeah, it's the biggest names in esports except for like a few. Like Optic wasn't there, whatnot, but it's whatever. But yeah. Like I said, general news, you want to start with the bottom topic? Eurovision?
yeah. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Or you want to start the second to last topic?
Second to last,
Second
and
to last.
then
Okay.
what is Eurovision?
Eurovision, I'll talk about it last
Yeah,
then.
let's talk about it. Okay.
Yep. So we'll start off with
Alright.
this will probably be our final update on this topic, as Angel mentioned, I think roughly a month ago, almost from this week actually. But as we know, the Baltimore Bridge in Baltimore collapsed about roughly a month ago,
Wait.
and
What did you say?
the Baltimore
Okay.
Bridge.
Why do you say it like that?
What do you mean?
Say it again.
Baltimore Bridge?
It sounded like you're saying Baltimore.
Baltimore.
It's Baltimore.
I lived there at one point as Baltimore.
Okay, whatever. You're the guy.
The Baltimore Bridge, like we said, collapsed about a month ago, and there were 2 bodies that were missing. One of them was found last week, which I think we mentioned on the podcast, and the second one was found actually today, which is May 7th. So with that, the recovery process for all of the missing casualties has been completed. So hope for the families that they're able to host an official, like, actual, like, funeral ceremony and honor their loved ones who unfortunately passed away in this freak accident.
At least they know that the families of the last person.
Yeah.
I guess you could say end off with some closure,
Yeah, exactly.
knowing that they found. But yeah, sad. Still a tragic thing that happened a while ago.
Yeah.
Good to know that everybody was recovered.
Yeah.
Hopefully the family have some closure. Yeah. Like you said, probably be the last time we talk about it, unless probably the next couple of years when the bridge starts being built.
Yep.
They're still in the cleaning process. but nothing much more to talk about in there besides that.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, precisely. Next topic. This one's completely tone shift. New York in the past week. There was if you were anywhere near Central Park, a man in an orange balaclava was walking around putting up signs saying, "Come to Central Park at this time to watch me eat an entire jar of cheese balls."
For the people that aren't American or like European or out of this world, he meant an orange ski mask.
A balaclava.
An orange ski mask
Okay.
for the people that if don't know what the heck he's
How
talking
do
about.
you?
An orange
I
ski mask.
don't. Everybody knows what a balaclava is.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I barely even knew what that was until you said.
Are you being
I knew
for
exact.
real?
Yes, until you said the orange. That I knew you were talking about orange ski mask.
Oh.
If you didn't say that, I would have like, what is that? But I know it's a
Okay.
ski mask. But it's a ski mask. Just stub it down.
I've never called it ski mask, to be fair. But sure. Orange ski mask balaclava, he showed up in Central Park. Hundreds of people showed up to watch him.
No, people are morons,
Like,
bro.
you're walking around the New York City and you just see this sign and you're like, I'm gonna go watch this. Okay. And more than one person said, yeah, I'm gonna go watch this. He drew a crowd of almost 1,000. Since technically it was like an illegal gathering, he's mentions during it like he might get arrested for this, but whatever. But apparently he doesn't. He eats basically the entire jar besides like a few that he dropped on the ground. He said that his stomach hurt at the end. Other people bought cheese balls and throwing them in the crowd. He was a celebrity, and also the funny thing, like I was telling Angel when we were talking about this, anonymous. Nobody knows who he is till this day. Dude came for his 2 moments of fame, but at the same time, that was probably going to be his last 2 moments of fame.
Bro, this is why other countries make fun of the US. Bro, you're telling me hundreds of people went out to go watch a man eat a thing of Cheez-Its.
I mean,
And bro, it's just stupid. You wonder why people make fun of like your other countries make fun of you, stuff like that. Bro, imagine you're on vacation and
yeah.
you see that sign. If and I know you have the audacity to go because you'll go and wonder what the heck is going on, and you see this crowd of people. Dude is a moron. People that were supporting him, morons. Great, hilarious content. And from the way it's out, he's gonna do it again next year. And
Yep.
it probably is gonna be bigger next year if he actually does pull through with it. It's kind of stupid and hilarious. Um,
I just
but it did make for good content. So
like you're at home and you're just like, huh, I need an idea. And you're like, I'll just wear a ski mask and go eat cheese balls in Central Park. Like, what? Why? But it's New York City things, and I cannot complain. New York is a fun place to be sometimes. And then for our last topic, Angel wanted me to explain Eurovision. Eurovision started today, May 7th, and this year's host is Malmo, Sweden, because they won last year. And if you don't know
oh,
Eurovision,
I do remember. I do remember. You told me about it.
yeah,
It's about countries singing like the same song, but in
no,
their
not the same song.
no.
Not the same song. So each
Am I confusing this with something else?
you might be
You told me something
Eurovision.
about. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Eurovision. Around 36, 37 countries, it fluctuates year to year, from Europe, and invited guests such as Israel and Australia come in, and each country writes a brand new song. They can either sing it in their native language or another language, which
Okay.
tends to be either, like I said, like say you're France, you either sing it in English or French. And also other countries follow similar rules, like you either sing it in Swedish or English or whatever. And they come, they compete, and fans and a jury vote on which song slash staging was the best. So Eurovision, it's called Eurovision Song Contest, but it's not just about the song, it's also about the presentation of the song. How
Yeah,
well you
yeah, I
use the
realize.
stage, how well you dance, all that stuff. And it's ironically, if you don't know the history, it was established as a way to make Europe stay in peace with each other because they'd be fighting in a peaceful way. Instead of fighting with guns and killing people, you're fighting with how great of a performer you are. And the winner would then, their host country would host it next year. So last year's winner was Laureen, who this is her second time winning, representing Sweden. So Sweden hosted it again this year. And today was the first semifinals. The day that the podcast comes out, the second semifinals will be happening. And then that Saturday, the finals will be happening. We'll know the winner, which we'll probably talk about on the following podcast. But big event in Europe. It has its viewership, I think, is 140 million, so it's the like fifth watched most event in the world, above like events like the Super Bowl and like Champions League and whatnot. So it's really big in the world because it's watched largely in Europe and Asia and like South America, Africa, and whatnot.
No, my bad. Eurovision. I didn't expect your game to be like that.
You
My
can
bad.
also watch it in the US if you have a Paramount account. If you don't have a Paramount account like me, you can watch it through SVT, which is Sweden's TV platform, and they stream it in English. They stream it in English, and they stream it for free globally. So don't pay for Peacock.
What? What? Whoa! Hold up. I'm only paying Peacock until next year.
Okay.
Calm down.
I'm saying if you don't have it, if you're only gonna watch Eurovision, don't pay for Peacock. Just watch it through SVT. That's what I've been doing for the past 7 years. It works just
guess
fine.
what? I have Peacock and I still won't watch it because I'm not gonna understand what's going on. Maybe.
Well, okay. Netflix made a movie just for you called Eurovision: The Song of Fire, which was a movie to introduce Americans to Eurovision.
I have to watch it.
It's a surprisingly pretty good movie.
It's a movie, huh?
Yeah.
I will check it out.
Yeah, and if you're interested, you can watch Eurovision, or at least the clips that I posted on my Instagram to see how the big event is. It's fun. Nice. But I think that's all the topics we have, unless you have anything else.
Nah.
No?
Not that I think of. Not really.
No?
Nothing crazy has happened.
Okay. Well, for those watching the podcast, make sure to check out this week's episode of Minecraft that came out 2 days before this. Next week will probably be the last podcast for a few weeks, as I will be not anywhere near my PC, a couple thousand miles away.
Not even in the U.S., dog.
Well, it's still America.
Not in the U.S., eh?
I won't be in the mainland United States, but I'll still be in the United States. And you can. You
won't be in Georgia. You won't be a part of the 50 states that you lived in. You lived in almost all of them at this point.
But yeah,
so you won't. Just say you won't be home.
I won't be here for about 2-ish weeks. So in that interim time period, we'll have a bunch of Halo videos, and then we'll have our Minecraft videos pre-scheduled for your entertainment. But besides that, like I said, next week will be normal. And then it won't be normal for a little bit, and then we'll be back to normal for the rest of the summer for the most part. But till next time, this is your part.
You want me to say my line?
Yes.
With that being said, this is the end of the podcast, right? So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when we upload. Make sure you go back and watch the other videos on the channel. The Halo videos, the Fortnite videos, the COD videos, previous podcast, the OG podcast, special guest podcast, what are they called? Let's call the Conquest.
Yeah, this Conquest specials, I think.
Check those out. Still more to come on those, though. We'll see when we'll release another one of those. It's just hard to get people, but that being, follow our socials down below. All that good stuff.
Yep.
Follow him at twitch.tv SMG. Follow me at ADC Assassin. We stream a bunch of Halo recently, Minecraft, and that's Fortnite.
Yeah.
But that's for me. That's the end of him. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Bye-bye.